And we are live. So welcome everybody. It's good to see you here. It has been a while because I've been traveling. So today is Wednesday, March 27th, and today we are going to talk about the stocks to watch right now and what's happening in the markets. We'll talk about the stocks that I'm personally trading right now, and we're going to talk about dividend investing. Is it worth doing it? So, as you know, I have been traveling this weekend. I was in California doing a boot camp and an advanced training. And if this is your first time here, hi, I'm Markus Heitkoetter, and I show people how to generate an income by trading stocks and options. But not how you might think. You see, people come to me because they want to make enough money with trading so that they can retire and spend more time with their families and travel a lot, like I do. And even though they already have some money in their retirement account, they tell me that they don't get enough returns to be able to retire anytime soon. They just can't seem to find a way to make their nest egg grow, and they tell me that makes them feel stuck and frustrated. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, you're not alone. Lots of people are going through this, and I can totally relate. How can it not be frustrating? You save money, put it into your retirement account, maybe even invest in some of the stocks that everybody is talking about or recommending, but then you realize your retirement is not growing. And how can this not be frustrating? And here's what I tell them. There are only 3 things you need to know when trading, and we will talk about them later today. Trading can be simple, and I'll prove it to you. So anyhow, it's so good to be back. I see Dion on here, fantastic. Suresh, Debbie, hey Connie. It's good to see everybody here. Well, first of all, here is some really shocking news that I want to show you right away. Look at this. A British Airways flight from London to Germany took off in the wrong direction and landed in Scotland, 525 miles from its destination. Can you believe this? I mean, look at this. It started here in in London, and instead of going to Düsseldorf in Germany, it went all the way to Edinburgh. And here's what amazes me. Passengers only realized that they were in the wrong country, only after an announcement was made welcoming them in Scotland after the plane landed. Now, I'm a little bit surprised there. Really? Nobody noticed that they were flying in the wrong direction? The pilots never noticed that they weren't flying over water? I mean, look at this. You take off from London, and then in a little bit, you're crossing the North Sea here. You're not realizing that you're not going over water. There's no compass in the plane that told them that they were going north instead of south. So let me ask you before we move on. Do you believe that this is really possible, or do you believe that this was a prank from these pilots? Do me a favor, type in the comments here, either it is possible that they make such a mistake, or type in prank if you think that these pilots just pranked anybody else. It's just odd. Hey, by the way, if you're enjoying this show thus far, make sure that you hit the like button or one of these thumbs up that you see on your screen, or a heart. Just push it several times, then I know that you're here, and this really keeps me motivated. Okay, so let's talk about what happened today in the markets. Let's switch over. Here is the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones for the day. Let's see. We are slightly down, and today was definitely a roller coaster ride for the Dow and the other indices as well. So I switched to a intraday chart. So this is here where we started this morning. As you can see, this morning we started in the green. It looked good, but then we dipped all the way down and all the way down, then came right back. And in the afternoon, not a whole lot going on. So this is what the Dow did, down 0.13%. Very similar picture in the S&P, as you can see here. That's the S&P 500, and that is the NASDAQ. So overall, not a whole lot going on. So what was going on here today in the markets? What are some of the stocks to watch that everybody is talking about? Now, first of all, Boeing today had a nice rebound. And oh, by the way, before we do this, let's just take a look at the markets overall for the year. So as you can see today, and this is what we're seeing right now, in March, the markets didn't go anywhere, right? I mean, whether you look at the Dow or the S&P or the NASDAQ, I mean, not a whole lot going on. So we will see what is happening here in the markets over the next few weeks. And you know what they say? They say sell in May and go away. But as you can imagine, May is still quite some time away, so we shall see. So what was happening today? Boeing, after being hammered today, had a rebound, up 1%, but you see Boeing, after they said that they're grounding, everybody was grounding their 737 MAX 8 aircraft, they plummeted here, slightly bounced back. Airlines were actually doing quite well. I mean, Connie, I know that you're working for Southwest. So Southwest today up 2.24%. So I guess that's good news. American Airlines, the same. AAL slightly up today. So 2.4%, dodging the overall trend in the market. Now, one of the stocks that everybody has been talking about this week, as always, Apple, right? So Apple, really interesting. On Monday, let me just go back here to the screen for a moment. On Monday, Apple had the big announcement. They announced their streaming service. They announced their credit card, right? They had several announcements that they made. But investors thought, that's not a smart move. And you see, right after the announcement, Apple tanked. And this is what happened on Monday and Tuesday. Today, as I'm recording this, it is Wednesday, and Apple is bouncing a little bit back after it got hammered. So this is why I always say, trade what you see, not what you think, because everybody was anticipating the big event where Apple says, hey, we are having a streaming service, we're having a credit card, no fees, right? I mean, it's a credit card that you can get for free. They're going into that business. I'm a little bit surprised by this, honestly. You see, Apple's bread and butter is obviously making phones, making iPads, making cool gadgets, but it seems that they have lost the edge and now they're behind because now they're going into a market where Netflix is already dominating the streaming market, Amazon Prime is dominating the streaming market, and then there's Hulu, and now Apple tries to get into this. Not quite sure if this is so smart. So this is why, you know me, I'm staying away from these mainstream stocks because it doesn't make sense. So what am I trading right now? Now, first of all, as you know, I'm using PowerX Analyzer. This is the software that I personally use to find the best stocks and options to trade. And if you're curious and would like to know more about the software and how exactly I'm looking for the stocks that I like to trade, go to mytradingroutine.com. So mytradingroutine.com, this is where you see a quick video. I think it's a 35-minute video that shows you exactly what I do, how I use the software here. And then if you want, you can have a demo of the software. And right now, for those of you who are interested, until the end of March, so for the next few days, we have a special on the software. So go to mytradingroutine.com, contact Rachel, and she can hook you up. Anyhow, so let's talk about the stocks that I'm trading right now. Now, there's two stocks. We talked about it last week. CLF, I'm still in CLF. So this is a stock where I entered here betting on a falling market. And you see right now it is doing really well, going nicely down. This is why you see all this green. I expect this stock to go down to $7.37. So all the way down here, my stop loss is here. And right now, I'm nicely up on this stock. Another stock that I have in my portfolio is SLCA. SLCA, I'm betting on a rising stock here. And this is where you see I entered here at, well, it's a little bit hard to see. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Doesn't say where I entered. I have to look it up in my trading software. Anyhow, nicely in the green here as well. So that worked out well. So two other stocks that I entered today. So I found two new positions this morning, or actually last night when I was running my scanner. And the new positions that I have is CDXS. I like that one. Codexis. Here I'm betting on a falling market. You see I entered here. I expect this stock to go all the way down to $14.71. And if it goes up, here's my stop loss. That's the important thing, right? The three things that you need to know when trading. Who knows it? What are the three things that you need? First of all, you need to know what stocks to trade. And what have you just learned? Trade stocks that nobody else knows or is talking about. Because stocks like Apple, they're irrational. Apple, Tesla, Netflix, don't trade those, right? Anyhow, second thing you need to know when trading is when exactly to enter. And this is what I do. I put my orders in the market and let the market come to me. Number three, you need to know when to exit. And you need to know when to exit with a profit and also how to limit your risk. All right, last one here of the stocks that I'm trading. I entered also PLT today, Plantronics. This is a short position, so I'm betting on a falling market. And I'll do a video for you where I'm letting you know how exactly you can sell a stock that you don't own. Anyhow, so these are the 4 positions that I have in my account right now. And again, I'm using my software, the PowerX Analyzer, to find the best stocks. So every night I'm running the scanner. It'll take me a minute so that the scanner shows me the best stocks. Then I'm having a certain routine how I find the best stocks to trade. And if you're interested in this routine, go to mytradingroutine.com and I'll be happy to show it to you there. All right. So is this helpful? Let me know if this is helpful. Type in a comment and say yes, or type in anything that you would like me to cover. And for sure, click like if you find this helpful. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure that you're subscribing to this video and hit the little bell button so that you get notified whenever I come online. All right. So moving on. In a moment, we're going to talk about dividend investing for income. Is it worth doing it? But first, before we talk about dividend investing, let's do this. You see, there are 5 things that successful people tell themselves. And in this video, I want to talk to you about these 5 things. Because millionaires and billionaires think differently than broke people. You believe this? Is that true? Absolutely. But the question is, what exactly is going on in their heads? What exactly do successful people tell themselves? And here's what I do, and I talk to other successful people, and they told me the same thing. So I want to give you the top 5 things that successful people tell themselves. Number one, I will figure it out. So this is the first thing that successful people tell themselves, because successful people don't plan for failure. However, successful people do plan for obstacles. They know that there will be challenges, and this is why they are prepared for the challenges. They know that they won't succeed at first. But this is where they tell themselves, I will figure it out. And trust me, I'm the exact same way. Because whatever I do, whether I did trading many years ago when I started it, I told myself, I will figure it out. In 2006, I started investing in real estate. I had no clue how to invest in real estate. But I told myself, I will figure it out. There's no room for failure. There's no option that I'll give up. Right now, I am on a mission, as you know, to teach 100,000 people how to become financially free through trading. So this is where I want to teach them personally. Online, I already touched the lives of more than 500,000 people, but in person, I want to do it with 100,000 people. Now, I've never done this before, but again, what do successful people tell themselves? I will figure it out. Number 2, here's the second of the 5 things that successful people tell themselves, and this is the following. Never mistakes, only lessons. Now, what does this mean? Of course, successful people make mistakes, but when you're calling it a lesson, it is positive. Think about it. When you make a mistake and you say, okay, so that didn't work, what can I learn from this? Isn't that more powerful? Because then you actually have gained something. You gained some knowledge. You know what they say about Edison, right? That he said, I have found 10,000 ways of not to succeed, and I've found the one way how to make a light bulb. You see, when you fail and you call it a mistake, it's negative. It's counterproductive. Mistake already says that you failed. And you see, every mistake that you make brings you one step closer to your goal. All right. So number 3. What is number 3 that successful people number 3 of the 5 things that successful people tell themselves? They ask themselves, what don't I know? And then they learn. Nobody knows everything, right? Or you can do it even better. You ask somebody who has successfully done it. See, in the very beginning, when I became a trader, of course, I didn't know everything about trading, but I learned. I learned about it, and then I did make mistakes, which were lessons, so that I learned what does work for me. And you see, these days, I figured out a shortcut. Instead of sitting in front of books and reading a lot of stuff, I just find somebody who has successfully done what I want to accomplish, and then I ask that person to teach me. It's like getting a mentor. Getting a mentor is the ultimate shortcut to achieving what you want, because it takes much longer if you're trying to figure it out by yourself. Do you believe that this is true? Absolutely, absolutely. But let's move on. So number 4 of the 5 things that successful people tell themselves is this. Is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to where I want to be? Is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to where I want to be? Successful people have a dream. You have a dream, probably. Successful people have a goal. I'm sure that you have a goal, because what is a goal? A goal is a dream with a deadline, right? And then you need an action plan. And this is the important thing. Successful people are doing something every day that brings them closer to their goals. Taking action. I told you, right now, one of my goals is to empower 100,000 people to become financially free through trading. And I want to do this through videos, through seminars, through boot camps, through Facebook Live. And this is why I'm here right now with you. If you're listening to this on the podcast, yes, I'm doing a video, I'm doing a podcast, because that is my goal right now. And every day I'm asking myself, is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to where I want to be? Does this get me closer to my goal? All right. Number 5. So here is the 5th thing of the 5 things that successful people are telling themselves. And this is the following. Am I making progress? And one of my favorite sayings is, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. Never give up. Life knocks you down, right? It's happening. Get up and try it again. Nobody is successful right away. Got to learn from your mistakes. If it doesn't work at first, remember, there are no mistakes. There are only lessons. So, quick summary so that you can compare notes and maybe write it down. Here are the 5 things that successful people tell themselves. Number 1, I will figure it out. Number 2, never mistakes, only lessons. Number 3, what don't I know? Where are my gaps? Where do I need to ask somebody for help? Where do I need to get a mentor? Number 4, is what I'm doing right now getting me closer to where I want to be? And number 5, am I making progress? All right. Is this helpful? And again, in a moment, we'll talk about dividend stocks here and how to invest in dividend stocks and whether it makes sense or not. But if you found this helpful, hit like and say yes in the comments if you found this helpful. And always feel free to share this video with a friend who could use this message and who could benefit from these 5 things that successful people tell themselves. It really helps if you write this down and read them to yourself every single morning. Trust me, it has worked for me. It has worked for a lot of other successful people. So why wouldn't it work for you? Right? I mean, learn from others who are already successful. So let's talk about dividend investing for income. What is dividend investment and does it make sense? See, the other day I got a comment from one of you. His name is Jose Silva, and he said, how do I find less than $10 dividend paying stocks that I can keep forever? So what does this mean? When he's talking about dividend stocks, let me show you what this means. So first of all, I did Google the top dividend stocks to buy. So when you go to Google best dividend stocks for 2019, one of the articles that is coming up is an article from Motley Fool. So I saw this article, which is exactly a day old, and they say here are the top dividend stocks to buy right now. And they're talking about Home Depot, Six Flags, and General Motors. So let's take a look at this. As we're bringing them up here, let's go to Home Depot first. So I like to go to finance.yahoo.com. Oops, that's not where I wanted to go. So finance, here we go, .yahoo.com. Let's type in HD for Home Depot. And as it comes up here, you will see that Home Depot is right now trading at $189, and you see that there is a forward dividend. So what does this mean? It means that stocks that are being publicly traded often pay a dividend per one share that you own. So if right now you had one share of Home Depot, you would get $5.44. Let me just make this a little bit bigger. Now, how often is this dividend being paid? It is paid 4 times a year. There are companies who are paying it once a month. Most companies are paying it quarterly, 4 times a year. So the idea of dividend investment, some people say, just buy stocks that are giving you dividends. As you can see right now, it's not that good. It's 2.87%, but it is better than putting your money in a CD, right? And this is why some people say, invest in dividend stocks and then you're getting paid quarterly. In fact, I read an article that says how to make sure that dividend stocks are paying all your bills. Well, first of all, let's think about it. If you are buying 100 shares of Home Depot, and let's actually go back and take a look at Home Depot. And right now it's at $189. And let's say, let's go here, a few weeks ago, let's say it was trading at around $200. So if you would buy 100 shares of Home Depot, you would have to tie up $20,000. And for this, you're getting $544 per year. $20,000 tied up, you get $544. So that's 2.8% or something like this. Now here's the problem. The problem is if the stock goes only down by $5, you give up all your dividends. And if you look at Home Depot right now, it went from a high of 212 all the way down to a low of 158. That is 25%. So dividend stocks are only good if they keep going up. But take a look here at Home Depot. It has not been going up. I mean, let me just get rid of this here really quick. You see that Home Depot has been going sideways and hovering between $180 and $190. And this is the challenge. So I think that dividend income is really, really tricky because you're betting on the stock going up. When the stock goes down, you give up all your incomes. Now let's take a look at the other dividend stocks that Motley Fool mentions in their article. Let's take a look at Six Flags Entertainment. So Six Flags, the symbol is 6. There's another one that they're recommending. Now here, as you can see, the yield is a little bit higher, 6.77%. But let's take a look at what happened here with Six Flags. Six Flags, as you can see, even this year has been decreasing tremendously. I mean, Six Flags was trading at $72 at some point, and right now it is trading at $48. Now let's see. So June last year, so not quite a year ago, it was at $71 and now at $48. So if you had bought Six Flags in order to get a dividend of 6%, my gosh, you would have lost, let's quickly take a look at this. You would have lost 36%. Now let's just do a very last quick comparison here because the other stock that they're recommending is General Motors. General Motors? Really? Let's see. Are they paying high interest? And again, this article that I'm showing you right now is a day old. That's from yesterday. So Motley Fool, I don't know, guys. Not too impressed. So here the yield is 4%, 4.1%. And if you look at General Motors, we'll probably see a very similar picture where we see the General Motors. Oh, yeah, this looks pretty ugly. So what does this mean for dividend investing? So for me personally, I don't think that dividend investing is a good approach at all. Now, is it better than putting money in a CD? No, not even that. Because if you think about it, if you put money into a CD or in the money market, at least you're not losing any money. As you have seen with these dividend stocks, they're whipping all over the place. And for the past few months, they've gone one direction, and this is down. Now, I really, really believe that dividend trading is extremely risky. Some people say it's safe. I don't think it is. So what should you do instead? Instead, learn how to trade stocks and take advantage of the small moves. The cool thing is, when trading, you can participate when the market is going up. You can participate when the market is going down. And there's always these small moves in between while the market is in a transition. So right now, as I'm recording this, the markets have been sideways for most of March. It is now the end of March. Today is March 27th. And yet, as you can see in my portfolio, I have stocks where I'm betting on some stocks that are going up, some stocks that are going down. And this is the way to go. Because for me personally, my goal when trading stocks is I want to make sure that I'm making at least 60% per year. Most of the stocks that I'm trading are at around 70%, 80%. So why would you piddle around with dividend stocks that make you 2% or 4% if there are ways how you can make 60, 70, or 80%? And if you're interested in learning how exactly I do this, go to mytradingroutine.com. There's a quick video, 35 minutes, that shows you exactly what I do. Or feel free to come to one of our boot camps that are several hours. They're free. They're on a Saturday. And you can find out more about the boot camps on bootcamp.rockwelltrading.com. bootcamp.rockwelltrading.com. This is where I see the dates and locations. The next ones are coming up in Houston. The last ones were in California. I believe we'll also go back to Florida. So we'll update the dates and locations there all the time. All right. So was this helpful? Does this help of knowing what dividend stocks are and whether it's worth investing it? If this was helpful, make sure that you leave a comment, say yes, give me a thumbs up, and subscribe to this channel on YouTube if you're watching it on YouTube, or on Facebook. Make sure that you like this page. All right. I hope that you enjoyed watching this show as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And if you know anybody who might find this video helpful, please feel free to share it. And let's take a look at some of the comments here for those of you who are here live. And let me just go back here. And Connie said earlier that this probably was a prank that the pilots did. I think so too, right? I mean, when the plane landed in Scotland instead of Germany. Absolutely. Hey, Lorena, so good to see you. Matt, how are you? Good to see you again. Suresh. And then Lorena says, going short is extremely confusing for you. Lorena, that is fine. No problem at all. I will do a video probably tomorrow. I'll see. But I promise that I will do a video about how to sell short, how you can bet on a falling market. Debbie says, very helpful. That is fantastic. Okay, so Jonathan, short sell both CDXS and PLT as well this morning. Jonathan, it was so great to meet you this weekend. So I know that we met in California in Irvine, and so good to see you here again. All right, Debbie, thanks for posting mytradingroutine.com. Cindy, great bootcamp. I'm so happy that you enjoyed it. Glad you were there. Okay. Jose says, would love to see a live webinar using your PowerX Analyzer system in trading options. All right, you know what? Let me write this down. I really appreciate all your feedback, and this is how I'm getting the ideas. Jose, you gave me the idea about dividend stocks. So, Jose, let me ask you, because you asked the question, was this helpful? Was this helpful about dividend stocks? And if you go at dividend stocks that are below $10, there's probably nothing left that you can get. So, anyhow, hope that this helped you. Mai says, okay, thank you, cool. Okay, so Lorena says, I looked up HD in the PowerX Analyzer and the past performance is minus 6.4%. Absolutely, because don't trade mainstream stocks. PowerX Analyzer is meant to show you the very best stocks to trade. Use the scanner. Do not use PowerX Analyzer to analyze HD or Apple or Netflix. I mean, it will be the performance will be horrible because these stocks don't have nice trends. These stocks are being whipsawed around. So this morning, for example, the housing report came out, and this will affect, of course, Home Depot again. So stay away from stocks that everybody knows. Stick with stocks that nobody else knows. Okay, so stay away from these kind of stocks. All right. He says, great information. Thanks, Liz. Thanks for the dividend expose. Hey, Holly, so good to see you. Okay. Lorena says, looking forward to the video about short selling. Absolutely. Jonathan, yes. Thank you for the comments. Appreciate it. Hey, Paula, so good to see you. Hey, by the way, my name is Markus. Mark, who is my head coach, he's big sexy. And for those of you who were at the boot camp or who were at the live event this week and know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. All right. So Jose says, very helpful. That's great. Jonathan, REIT dividend stocks. You know what? I'll put this down and I will talk about this another day. All right. Connie says, learning so much. Thank you. Well, thank you very much. And Dion says, would like to do a live video for PXI. Dion, it's still on the list. I have my list here of things that I'm going to talk about. Don't worry about it. It's coming. It's coming. Matt says, I will buy your system in time, just to need to save up some money to invest. Absolutely. Please do. This weekend, I met a gentleman. He was so dedicated. He said, you know what? Right now, I don't have enough money to invest in the stock market, but I know if I don't start, I will work until I die. So he said, you know what? I'm going to drive Uber. I'm doing this for a few hours every day to save up some money to invest. He was so dedicated and I'm loving it. I mean, this talk about taking action, right? When there's not enough money in your account right now, what is an easy way to do it? Find a way to put some more money in the account. So he said, you know what? I'm just signing up for Uber or Lyft. I'm going to do this. And if I do it for a few hours a day, it might take me a few weeks, but in a few weeks, I will have some money to start trading. All right. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for being here. Really enjoying it. And I will be back very, very soon. I'll see if I can do one tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow is Friday. I'm heading to Houston for the weekend. So I'll see if I can do a quick video from the road and share some ideas. And as always, have a fantastic rest of the day. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you share this video with anybody who you believe could benefit from this. And I will talk to you very soon. Okay, bye-bye.